Sophia and Noor, both of us are Anko and UNEP. Then so it's Joshua and Luke, and Julio and Trevor are Pfizer. Understanding negotiations matter.
In the final negotiation agreement, Pfizer and SO agreed to jointly pay $2 million to ENCO and UNEP for 4,000 durities to handle harvest, transportation, and processing within 5 weeks or less. Also, under the terms, SO will only have the skin and Pfizer will only get the flesh. We also had an agreement for exclusivity clause for the next two future harvest seasons for 4,000 durities at 1.5 million. Also, SO and Pfizer will have 2 representatives on ENCO board to ensure quality control.
So, when we look at the negotiation process, we have interests from ANCO and UNEP sides. We're driving a deep interest in protecting the Amazon honoring, and then so in Pfizer interest being commercially motivated and the time constraints. So when we look at the options, we understand that structuring and offering the options that allow best of us create a future income and create a process and power control. Then legitimacy aspects of the elements are understanding the code of conduct, the globally needs from the markets and the companies, as well as creating effective communication and relationship with active listening, reframing help to build trust and collaboration, and create clear expectations for mutual understanding, leading a strong foundation for long-term partnerships, creating us a strong BATNA in case of refusal of separation of deals, declining and invasive access of growing and processing methods. So this creates a long, powerful commitment, which is our deal of 2 million payments within 5 weeks for 4,000 units, and then extensive exclusivity clauses like Julio mentioned, and acknowledgement of privacy.
So thank you, Sophia. So in this slide, we are focusing on the value creation, which is focused for the SO company, for Anchor UNEP, for Pfizer, and for local community. As we can see, SO company, they are more focused on the skin for the derivatives, and for Pfizer, they focus on the flesh. But by creating the exclusive contract for future supply, and for Anchor and UNEP, we guarantee to pay payment one time at $2 million for 4,000 derivatives. For the SO company, they need 3,000 derivative in the third week, and for the Pfizer, they need 3,000 in the 5 weeks, and for additional 1,000 of the derivatives will be delivered in the 4 weeks. And for local communities, so we want to make sure that we create the economic opportunities, the community get involved in the harvesting processes, also promoting for sustainable practices for environment and for the community.
So how power was negotiated. So at the beginning, ANCO and UNEP started off strong as we were supported with a strong BANTA. And this gave us clarity and confidence throughout our negotiation. Clarifying misalignment, an internal misunderstanding from UNEP's side led to the parties perceiving that they were going to receive 4,000 durities for 1.5 million. Later on, because they have this informational power, it led to imbalance and needed clarification. Once addressed, both sides shifted to a power with approach and worked towards collaboratively towards a value-aligned deal. So we used consensual and informational power with ANCO and UNEP with rare resources and ethical terms, personal and referred power with mission alignment and UNEP support. And for SOW and Pfizer side, financial resources and market access. For organizational power and informational power was pricing misassumptions. Our deal led to a 3-year deal, year 1 being 4,000 units for $2 million, and year 2 and 3 at 4,000 units at $1.5 million. In conclusion, we led with a power with, not a power over approach, balancing firm values and collaboration to reach a mutually beneficial agreement.
Thank you, Noor. So while financial power often dominates negotiation, culture dynamics can transform the entire process. Thinking about this negotiation, where ENCO and NEP dedicated their community faced with the multinational companies like SO and Pfizer, they were very community oriented. Each of them showed cultural stability. They listened to each other without thinking about others' without thinking about how the other would behave, had an active listening skill. The result, their key impacts were the negotiation became power based to collaborative, the value based. Cultural affected both what they were thinking and how they wanted to create the value within the organization. This shows us that cultural dynamic are so important while making the negotiation impactful.
So, thank you, Professor. We learned that effective international negotiations begins with internal team alignment and using all the 7 elements of integrative negotiation and with a clear understanding of each party's partner. Integrative negotiation isn't just about reaching an agreement externally, it starts within the team.